Ooh. What's up, good people? It's time for another session of that verbal cardio, man. We're back. It's another glorious Tuesday. Another glorious Tuesday. Sorry, y'all, my phone doing stuff. I apologize in advance. We back, man. If you hearing me right now, if you looking at me, you seeing me, that's a blessing right there. That means you're still around, man. You're still here to take in the blessing, man. We living and breathing another day, man. We out here. We got plans. We got goals. We got things to do. We got stuff we looking forward to. We got stuff we dreading. Even the dread is a blessing because you're like, man, I don't feel like going to this tomorrow. Or, man, I don't feel like going down to the DMV to renew my tags. Whatever the case may be, it's still a blessing, even though. Because I be falling into that. I was talking to Kev about JoJo, and JoJo dreads stuff he doesn't want to do well in advance. Like, it'll be something he dreads on Monday. He's already dreading it on Thursday, Friday. And I suffer from that same affliction. I be dreading stuff. And I be like, man, I don't feel like doing that next month. It's all the way in next month. I could easily be living in the moment and just being like, man, I'm good. I got a lot of time before next month. But nah, I'll be like, man, this day is cool, but I know 32 days from now, I got to do something I'm not excited about. And I got to get out of that, man. I got to get out of that. I know full well I got to work on that. So I want y'all to work on that with me. And remember, y'all, I still want y'all to bask in the moment, in the mode of let people enjoy things. We're going to keep spreading that throughout. Let people enjoy things. If somebody posts about something that they enjoy, that they like, don't come in there shutting the party down. Now, if you come out of nowhere with your own post about something you don't like, that's different. But I'm talking about if somebody's like, I really like Grey's Anatomy. Don't be pulling up in the comment section, ripping that show to shreds just because you don't like it. Let that person enjoy Grey's Anatomy. But no, man, it's a free country, man. I should be able to say what I don't like, but nobody asked you. Nobody asked. So let's keep that going, man. Let's let that flourish in the last month of 2024, because this has been quite the year, man. It's been a confrontational year. Cat Williams kicked the door open on confrontation, and Kendrick and Drake just kept the confrontation waters flowing. It was the year of the fight. It was the year of the blast. It was the year of just like, yo, man, I'm calling you out. Jay-Z been all over the news, and people have already made up their minds whether he's guilty or innocent already. You don't know which way. You don't know what really happened. You don't. We don't. Some of y'all want him to be guilty. Some of y'all want him to be innocent. Listen, are we going to let people be innocent until proven guilty, or are we just going to be like, nah, you did it? Where we at? Where we standing on that, man? It's wild. It's wild business. I hope it's not true for the sake of a 13-year-old girl. So I hope it's not true. But I don't know. I don't know what people be doing. We don't know what people be doing. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we don't know what people be doing, and we don't know what people are capable of. How many crime shows have you watched, documentaries and series about killers and murderers and all of this, and people be on there like, man, I never would have thought. I never would have thought. How the serial killers always got neighbors and people that, man, I lived next door to him for 30 years. I never would have thought. Here's the thing about serial killers, though. I'll talk about this on stage a little bit, but it's like, if serial killers really did look the part, if they really felt and looked like serial killers, they would have 0 success rate in their murders. Because you would already know, man, something's wrong with this guy, man. Something's off. I ain't going over there. I ain't getting in your car. I ain't walking you nowhere, man. Watch out. Man, get your hands off me. Don't look at me. You on the case. If serial killers was really serial killing on the vibes and the looks, they would have no victims. They'll be like, nah, man, stay away from that dude. You know, you got to fool people as part of the serial killer trade. You know what I'm saying? Serial killers might be like me. You know what I'm saying? Man, Tony was he was a great guy. I never would have thought. And then y'all would be shocked. Man, he did the animal voiceovers, man. He rose kids. I never would have thought. Tony. You never know. You never know. I'm being silly, of course. I ain't no serial killer, but you know. You can't trust nobody is what I'm saying. You can't trust nobody, man. Keep your foot on the gas. Keep watching. All right. I want to give a shout out to my patron saints in the building, man. Y'all are up in here deep and thick. Pause, press play. You know, shout out to Brandon Preston, Marquita Morris, Galactus, L. Adams, Zakia, Lace, Ayomi, Salim, 2 Jelsi, Mrs. Incredible, J. Thomas, Alice, Miss Miles, Jamal B, Dallas D, Donna, Candy Cammy, Galactus. I want to talk to you, Galactus, because you keep asking me to put up a live link in my Patreon. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how to do that. I didn't know. I know you keep asking for it, but I didn't know Patreon had a live comment thing or whatever, a live feed or whatever. So I got to look into the Patreon to figure out how to do that. It's just something I never thought about. It wasn't in my wheelhouse. Shout out to King Panda. So here's the talk right now, the big talk right now. Right, this whole dust up with Andrew Schulz, Kendrick Lamar. Well, Andrew has just been, going in ever since the Kendrick bar dropped. The white comedians not coming for black women. And he just been talking and digging himself into a hole. Now, let me tell you something about comedians you may or may not know already, right? Comedians don't like being told what they can and can't talk about. We don't. We don't like it. Most comedians do not like for people to tell us what we can and cannot joke about. Our main goal is to be funny. That's what it is. Anybody can get it. That's how comedians roll. Now, what we have to deal with is, was it funny or not? Did the joke land? Did it make people laugh? That's what we worry about, right? And so they're going to talk about whatever. They're going to talk about religion. They're going to talk about murders. They're going to talk about death. They're going to talk about all kind of stuff. Gender, races, all that. Black comedians have been out here talking about every race under the goddamn sun. Talk about white people, talk about white women, talk about Asian people, Hispanics, talk about black women. Everybody's getting it. So off top, comedians are going to feel a way when anybody says, don't talk about such and such. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. And comedians are going to be like, man, hold up, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing. Kendrick Lamar never said Andrew's name. Never said his name. Never said his name. So it's like Andrew should have just not said nothing. Once the song was dropped and the lyrics was said, it's like you say, like I was saying, Dallas, hit dogs will holler. I know Gary Owens spoke on it and then Andrew Schulz spoke on it. I would have just kept quiet. Unless my name was said Pacific Oceanly, unless my name was said specifically, I would have said a hot nothing. I wouldn't even move the muscle. I've been like, that's crazy. That's crazy. You got to say my name. You got to say Tony Bartholomew Baker in your song to get me to be like, oh, you talking about me? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. No subliminals coming at me, man. Say my name. Say my name. Say my name. Destiny's Child me up, man. Say my full government. And then I'll be like, oh, you want to hit people with garbage cans. That's when you can activate justly and truly. It's the same. I don't like hints. I don't like, subliminals. I don't like none of that, man. Come straight out the gate with it. If we doing that, you know what I'm saying? Even when women flirt, man, hey, man, listen. You got to come straight out with it for me. Because you not going to be accusing me of nothing. You got to come straight with it with me. No subtle flirts, no subtle clues, no hints. Well, I said hi to you. Wasn't that enough? No, it wasn't enough. I responded to your text. That says it. That don't say nothing. You got to be blatant with me, man. Remember on Ether when it first starts and Nas was like, fuck Jay-Z out the gate. You already knew what time it was. You ain't had to look for no watch. You ain't had to look at the clock tower. You already knew what time it was as soon as the song came on. Fuck Jay-Z. That's the type of energy I require if you trying to send a shot at me. Super direct, like Steven Spielberg, man. Direct TV me. But yeah. So Andrew just keep digging himself further into a hole. And a lot of times, so the narrative is like he got too comfortable in black spaces because, a big springboard for his career and visibility was, his Brilliant Idiots podcast with Charlemagne the God. So, when you got a black co-host that's very much in black culture like Charlemagne is, people get comfortable in that landscape. Now, the thing is, like I was saying before, comedians, we don't like for people to edit or tell us what to talk about, but you also have to be willing to handle the consequences that come with what you're talking about. So if you want to make fun of this or make fun of that, be ready for the consequences of somebody getting offended or somebody coming for you if your jokes take it to that level. For instance, with me, I consider my comedy to be pretty much safe. Not purposely, it's just I just like to dwell on certain topics, and I'm not really a push the envelope type of person purposely. Like I don't push the comedic envelope just to do it. Like I may push certain things, but that's just because from my perspective, I see it this way organically. But I'm not out here trying to, I'm gonna piss this group off just cause. That's not really how I create comedically. I remember I had a joke about communion at church, right? And the joke is like, I'm such a foodie that can I get back in line at communion? If you're not familiar with communion, that's where you eat the body of Christ, which is usually a cracker of some sort, and then you drink the blood of Jesus, and that's the the grape juice. And so I'd be hungry at church. So I was like, yo, can I double back in that line? Can I, come back? And the joke is I keep coming back in line and I'm in disguise every time because it's like, oh, young man, excuse me, just so I can get more snacks mid-church. And I talk about how bland the communion cracker is. I'm like, yo, man, can we upgrade this old paper tasting cracker? Can we get a chicken and biscuit body of Christ? Can we get a multi-grain club cracker body of Christ? Can we, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much the joke. There was a lady offended by that joke on a cruise ship I was working. I was working for Princess Cruise Line or whatever. I did them one time, and I did that joke, and a lady complained that she was offended by my joke, and then they didn't have me back on the cruise ship. And I was like, yo, man, really? And so, but I didn't play victim. I wasn't like, oh, I was just like, hey man, that joke funny to me. I'm gonna keep doing it elsewhere. The cruise line was like, we're done. Don't call me. Don't come by my house. So I couldn't get back on the Princess Cruise Line to do comedy. So I was just like, well, all right, well, fuck it then. It is what it is then. And I continued to do the joke after that. But what I'm saying is somebody's gonna be offended. Now, a lot of you are looking at that joke like, really? That's the joke that offended somebody? And it's like, well, hey, people get offended. Now, I try not to be hypocritical when it comes to telling people what they can and can't joke about. I find myself on that side of offense when there was a comedian, I forget his name. He was making fun of Kobe and his daughter dying, like right after they died. And I remember saying something about that because it was just classless. I just felt like he really wasn't coming with a funny perspective on it at all. I felt like he just wanted to be shock value McGee. And I spoke up on that because I just felt like, you're not truly looking for a nugget of humor within a very real and fresh tragedy. I feel like you just trying to get the attention right here. And I was just like, and I spoke up on that. But then a part of me felt conflicted because it was just like, I'm sitting here trying to tell a comedian what he can and can't joke about. And I try not to really sit in those spaces. My main thing though is, was it funny? And it wasn't. And I was just like, yeah. And you got to deal with the consequences that come with you pushing the envelope. You got to be ready for the smoke when the consequences come your way. So, and I know for a fact, Black comedians have been making fun of white people for mad long. We can sit here and act like we haven't. We do all the time. All the time. Countless Black comedians have made fun of white folks on that stage with no censorship. Just coming straight at the whites. Big time. And you can say it's all reparations, but it's still horse shit when you think about the younger generation of whites. We can lean on, no, it's our reparations, man, because we were done so wrong in this country, which we have been. But when you got a generation of young whites that haven't rolled and haven't abused Black folks like that, it's like, hey, man, I'm offended, man. Why you always talking about us? So it's like, I kind of lean in the school of anybody can get it. Ain't nobody off limits in this bitch. Ain't nobody off limits in this bitch. But the key is, the main goal is it funny? And then when you do push the envelope, when you do take it there, when you do try to do something and it's not funny, then it's like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. That's the ultimate, you shouldn't have done that. They still benefit from what their ancestors did, regardless of what's going on. Y'all can sit up here all day and say, well, they reaping the benefits of what their ancestors did, and this, that, and the third. A lot of white people don't look at it that way though. You gotta look at it from the perspective of the regular white folks that don't feel like, they get all these privileges and whatnot. They just out here just existing. They out here, just being regular, treating people fairly and whatnot, just doing their life. And then you got comedians always making fun of people that look like them. That's gonna naturally get to you if you don't have a sense of humor for it. You sit there and be like, man, I never did nothing to y'all. Yeah, but people that look like you, your ancestors did all this horse shit. Now I'm making fun of y'all. But no, you know what I'm saying? I've always been fair. Like, nah, man, but people that look like you, they be doing this. And it'd be funny. So my main thing is this: make it funny. And if you can dish it out, you got to be able to take it. That's another rule of mine. If you can dish it out, whether you a comedian or the audience, yeah, man, clown them. And then when they clowning you, nah, man, I'm offended. But you was just having a good old time when it wasn't on you. You was just having the time of your little life when it wasn't on you. Well, comedians up here making fun of North Koreans, y'all having a great time. But then when you on the grill, it's like, nah, man, this ain't funny no more. I'm offended. Oh, now you offended. That's crazy. What's this all cast? What Chris Rock situation? Before I get into that, before I get into the Chris Rock situation, I don't know what that is. Let me pay some bills up in this mug, man. Speaking of paying bills. Life doesn't happen bi-weekly, y'all. So watch it payday. All right? The money you earn can be in your hands today with EarnIn. All right? EarnIn is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. All you got to do is just download the EarnIn app and verify your paycheck. Then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. Where was this at when I was in them streets? When I was in them 9 to 5 streets and I had like a special night out or a last minute gift for a loved one or an unexpected trip to the vet or upcoming rent or a new dress, school clothes or shoes, or my car was tripping. Where was EarnIn then? Where was EarnIn then, man? I had bills. I had stuff come up. I was like, man, I don't get paid until the 15th. It's the 2nd. You ever been dead broke by the 2nd? You ever been dead? You got paid on the 1st. You ever been dead broke by the 2nd? It's the 2nd and your pockets is linted out. And you got to wait till the 15th. The 15th seems like it's 40 miles up the road. And you on foot. You're like, man, I ain't never getting to the 15. Where was EarnIn then? Man, I'm glad you here now, man. EarnIn, man. So make earning a part of your financial routine and join EarnIn's over 3.5 million customers who say things like, when I think of earning, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. Man, so download EarnIn today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the EarnIn app, type in Verbal Cardio under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Verbal Cardio under podcast. Subject to your available earnings, location, daily max, and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Now, EarnIn is a financial technology company. It is not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC, man. Come on now. Get in on that. I'm jealous that y'all got EarnIn and I didn't have it back when I was in them streets. Back when I was in those streets. All right, what's the Chris Rock situation, man? Fill me in. What's going on with Chris Rock? You was nervous about tomorrow? What happens tomorrow? I should do ads as one of my characters. Oh, I like that, Jay Thomas. I like where you're going with this. I like where you're going with it, Jay Thomas. Where's the kid at? She gonna be like, yo, she gonna yell at me about Chris Rock, and then she gonna disappear. Oh, you having surgery tomorrow? What you having surgery on? See, in this podcast, I talk to my listeners direct, right on the air. Right here, right now, they are part of the episode. Miranda Cummings is part of the episode now. And we about to be in her medical business. What you getting surgery on? Chris Rock was talking about Mexicans on a rocket ship during a show, and when he realized he was being recorded, he stormed off the stage. Oh, okay. Well, a lot of comedians don't like being recorded. A lot of comedians, they want the live experience to be the live experience. And so, a lot of comedians, Dave Chappelle, you go to a Dave Chappelle show, they make you lock your phone in the bag. So, I mean, that's nothing crazy. It's like, don't record the show. That's rule number one. Oh, Invincible Fight Girl. Okay, I'll talk about that Dallas D. But let me find out about this surgery real quick. Where to go? Surgery, Miranda Cummings. You have an oral surgery on your jaw. Oh, okay. You been fighting, huh? You been out here fighting, Miranda? You was in a bar fighting, you got your jaw knocked loose? Huh? Somebody cracked your jaw because you was talking lip? You was big and bad at the little local bar, huh? You was tough. You was like, well, do something then, bitch. Do something then. And they was like, fisticuffs. It was a whole bar fight. It was 48 hours. And then Miranda got socked in that jaw. Oh, on the real, she grinds her teeth in her sleep. Oh, okay. Okay. You got an underbite, Miranda? Or an overbite? I got an underbite. Not sure if y'all noticed by now. I'm sure you have, but I got an underbite. Think you tough. Robust 2 pieces. Nah, but on the real though, prayers to you in your surgery and stuff like that. Surgery, man, it could be a scary thing. Because you never know how it's gonna go. My braces fix your bite. You know what? I thought about getting my whole jaw done. Because I got crossbite and stuff like that. So I thought about getting my whole jaw done, but they was like, but since I use the aligners, they fixed the spacing of my teeth, but I still got the underbite. So I was thinking about, getting that done but they would have to break my jaw and then, set it. And then I would need braces. And I was just like, man, I don't know if I want to do all that. I don't want to be braced up for like two years. You know what I'm saying? And then, I'm gonna have to have my mouth probably wired closed for a little bit. And then I was just like, is it really worth it? Just to get my underbite fixed. So I'm always on the fence about that. I'm always on the fence. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Why you say keep the underbite? Yeah. I don't know. The underbite has gotten me this far. So I just been on the fence. So I don't know. Breaking the jawbone is crazy. It's crazy. I want to say this though. Working on the Invincible Fight Girl. That's on HBO Max, Cartoon Network. So I went in there and I did voice work. This was a while ago. Think about animation, and the same with the series that we've been working on that we fundraise for. It takes a while. And so I went in there and did the voice work last year in 2022, I believe. I think I recorded in 2022. So I didn't even remember how many episodes I did, how many episodes I was on. But it was dope because it was like, yo, I'm really in here doing voiceover for an actual animated show. And that's been one of my dreams. And so I was in there just doing my lines, getting mad. I had to get mad physical in there. Like, 'cause if you've seen the Invincible Fight Girl that I'm a part of, we fighting. So I got to take it there. I got to bring up the theatrics and the dramatics and like, the action and the movement. I'm all in there. I'm in the studio cutting up. And I thought I would be too shy to like do it because I don't like people seeing me just record audio like that and they just watching me do it. I don't like that. That's why I don't like people seeing me do a voiceover. Like back when Sabrina lived with me or like Chaz lived with me, I would hide and do my voiceovers. Like I would close the room door or I'd be outside, or I'd be in the alley. If somebody was coming or somebody was walking around, I would stop. Even now, like the way my backyard is set up, like if you're in the house next door, you can look down into my yard or stuff like that. It's just, I feel like too close, and then the dogs start barking and I'll just be like, ah. So I want like an isolated backyard. I want a backyard you can't look down into. I don't want people hearing me because I want to go all in. Like I need acres so I can really go in on these voiceovers. So I can run and just be a complete fool for these voiceovers. Because that's what I like. I like to be comfortable with people not looking at me. I'm like Janet Jackson. They say Janet Jackson used to turn off all the lights in the studio when she would record sometimes because she was shy. And I'm just like, that's me. That's me. With the voiceovers, I don't want you looking at me. And so when I'm doing the voice work for an animated thing, I'm standing in the booth and the engineers on the other side. I'm just like, you can see me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. It's tough, man. It's tough and soft at the same time. Toft, as I like to call it. But let me pay some more bills real quick, man. Let me get another bill paid. I'm talking about, you feel me? Prize Picks. What is Prize Picks, you say? Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. All right? Now, what's crazy about Prize Picks is it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Prize Picks also puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my pick hits, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Now, how many people paying you in 15 minutes? It's not often you get paid that fast. I'm going to tell you something right here, right now. It ain't often that you get paid that fast. Whatever job you at now, you got to wait. Oh, the direct deposit didn't go through? Give it a few hours. Prize Picks like, nah, man, 15 minutes, man. Prize Picks now offers Venmo for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. All right? So sign up today and you get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus, man. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups, man. All right? So just think like James Cook will get more than 60 yards next week, or Joe Burrow, he'll pass for more than 1.5 touchdowns. You can cook up some hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. Let's take a look real quick. Let's take a look, man. Let's humor this, man. Hold on. Let's say you did, in fact, be like, all right, Joe Burrow is going to throw more than 1.5 touchdowns, right? Let's see what he did last night. They played the Cowboys. We look at the recap and give me the box score. Joe Burrow had 3 touchdowns last night. So if you was to bet that he was going to go more than 1.5 touchdowns, you won some money. You won some money on that. You like, Joe Burrow, thank you, man. And now, depending on what your other pick was, boom, you getting bread in 15 minutes. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So anyway, man, listen, download the app today and use the code VERBAL to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use the code VERBAL to get your $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. But it depends on how you run your game. I've been watching you, watching me, and I know you want it. But it depends on how you kick your game. Boom. Lean against the wall, checking out the scenery. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Now, listen. Instagram is still not giving me my live access back yet. Hold on one second. Boom. Leaning against the wall, checking out the scenery. All I see is everybody trying to get with me. So I continue to play it crazy, sexy, cool. So I asked the people on Instagram, I just wanted to ask them real quick, like, I'm still trying to figure this podcast out. I still want to know what people are most interested in when it comes to this podcast. Like, what gets their attention most, what holds their attention the most, what element of this podcast do they like the most? Because I'm trying to really tap into this podcast and find to find what'll get it to the next level. Because whatever I'm doing now, it ain't enough. It ain't enough. So I'm trying to find that thing to make it really pop and make it flourish and make it grow. Because there's a lot of podcasts out here that are flourishing with boring individuals. Let's just be honest, man. They kind of boring, but they podcast is going crazy. So I'm just trying to figure out, is it my topics? Is it the format? You know what I mean? So I'm still trying to piece together what the theme should be. Right? More guest hosts, but when I had guests on here, the numbers was saying. I had some good guests on here. I had Paige Kennedy, I had D Smoke, I had Locksmith, I had Estero. You know what I mean? I had Murs up in here. I had High Tech, and them numbers was ass. Numbers was pure ass cheeks. So it's like, all right, well, the guests, y'all didn't really pull up on that. So it's like, I'm very interested in what the theme could be. Current events is cool, but what if they ain't current no more? I want you to roll and stumble upon an episode of Verbal Cardio when the current event is now old, and they'd be like, man, this is old news. There still needs to be something that is evergreen about it. So I'm still trying to figure that out. All right. So I asked Instagram, I asked the people on there, like, what they wanted me to talk about on verbal cardio. And here's some of the reactions. Anything female related so I can learn about your preferences some more. Oh, okay. Somebody said your journey with fasting. Someone said black men being outdoorsy and doing anything adventurous. Someone said dating in your 40s. Someone said, bro, touch on how toxic social media is. Anything people see on social media, they believe it. Someone said your children. Someone says committed relationship / marriage. Someone says how life on the road affects you. Someone says the brotherhood you have with Kev and others. Love seeing brothers work together with no hate. Someone says sports drama, no Diddy shit. Someone says, how did you get so fine? Oh, well, thank you. Someone said therapy. Someone said fatherhood, toxicity in marriage, and men's mental health. Someone says, what do you hope Trump does in his presidency? Someone says, the fun list that you did on Grosse Point Bake. Someone says, what kids learn in their history books now? Someone says, what words or phrases should be left in 2024? Someone says, crowd participation annoyances. Someone says, interracial dating. Someone says, do you ever speak on your comedic process, how you find the funny in your comedy? Someone says, the Jay-Z slander. Someone says, Schulz and Kendrick, which I already addressed. Someone says, being a provider or not. Someone says, me, you've liked 1,007 of my posts. I don't even recognize that IG name. I like that many posts. Someone says your philosophy and your approach to comedy. Someone says nature. Someone says friendship. Someone says everything you talk about is gold. Thank you. Someone says the Penguin Show. Someone says your thought process to a fire playlist. Someone says helping your sons transition into puberty. I'm a single mother with a 13-year-old son. Someone says the Bears management. Oh my God, the Bears. Someone says grief. Someone says cats. Someone says Christmas shopping on Christmas or Christmas memories. Someone says religion versus spirituality. Someone says the Illuminati. Someone says how prepared can we be from Trump and these deportations coming? Someone says NBA refs. Someone says dating after 45. Someone says the 30-year-olds who don't know how to drive. Someone says more memory lane talk and maybe some guests from time to time. Someone says people's audacity. Someone says, where are your cats? We're invested, especially with the surgery. Someone says how you and Kev met and how you ended up in Chicago. Someone says, what's the purpose and benefit of fasting and what's the times you do it? Someone says, women wanting to be lied to but swearing they want the truth. Someone says, navigating the industry, an older comedian. Oh, navigating the industry as an older comedian, being comfortably single. So that's what they hit me with, y'all. Man, let me tell you something. I did not like the update that Apple did when it comes to photos and videos and the phone and all that good stuff. I do not like it. I don't like it one bit. The update on the cast. I've given updates on Dapper. They probably just haven't seen verbal cardio. Dapper is doing fantastic. I probably need to put him on the page again just to let people know if they haven't heard the update. But Dapper's doing amazing. He is vibrant, vocal, moving around, running around, harassing me, locking himself in the cat room. Just doing all kind of stuff. Still trying to trip me when I walk down the steps. He's back. He is back. So Dapper's doing quite well. Just working my nerves again as usual. As usual. I need to take him back to the vet to check on his weight. I feel like he's definitely not as skinny as he was when he first got back from the hospital, but he's not as fat as he was before. And so, which I feel like it's a good thing. Because I used to look at Dapper and be like, man, you fat, bro. And then Shan be like, stop shaming him. Stop shaming him. I'm like, nah, man. Nah. But it'd be like, the people would say that too. Whenever I put the cats on my Instagram on the main page, y'all be in the comments like, yo, them some fat cats. And I'd be like, I don't be feeding them that much. Nah, they fat, Tone. I'd be like, nah, man, watch out, y'all. I don't be overfeeding them. So now I feel like, he's looking better now. So I don't know. Robust. My bad. People are very much, I notice people are very interested in dating topics, dating, relationships. Anytime I, kind of tiptoe into my personal dating waters, I notice that the engagement goes up. I don't know if it's just genuine curiosity. Y'all nosy. Y'all just want to see what I'm doing, what's going on, or just the dating topic in general. I just noticed that, like, those numbers are usually higher. But the dating thing definitely comes up because a lot of people, a friend of mine that I follow named Ivana, she posted something. They were having some type of single mixer in LA. It said 156 women signed up, 8 men signed up. 8 men, 156 women. So it's like men in LA don't seem to be interested in dating. Here's my theory. Bear with me here. Here's my theory. Los Angeles is one of the most expensive cities in the world. So the single men that are out here, they trying to get their feet together. They trying to get that rent paid. They trying to take it to the next level. They trying to figure out how to buy a home or keep your head above water in this vast and expensive city. It's a lot to keep up with. It's a lot of things to aspire to. It's a lot of keeping up with the Joneses mentality out here if you're not from here. So there are a lot of things that are in play to make it to where men are just out here just trying to come up. And dating might not be at the forefront for them. They may feel like, yeah, I would love to date and, bag a good woman, but I'm out here, I'm focused on trying to come up, man. And so that might not be their first priority. And again, oh, Ivana's in here. It was a post she posted on her story. Now, another thing to consider too is men aren't pressured up against the clock as much as women are. So in many cases, not all, of course, when women get to a certain age, they start to put the foot on the gas on that dating pressure. Like, yo, I'm in my late 30s, I'm in my 40s. I need to find my one. Damn it, I'm getting up there in age. I got to do this. And so, the pressure's on. Whether that pressure is brought on them by society, their family, whatever the case may be, or their own mindset, the pressure's on. The pressure's not necessarily on in regards to age with men. Men are just like, man, the pressure for men is, can we provide? Can we make money? Can we be a success financially? That's our pressure. We don't give a damn about time. It's like, yo, man, I'm trying to come up, man. I'm trying to get my money right. Because quality men ain't out here. They don't want to live up under nobody. They don't want to have to be staying with their parents or having roommates. They don't want that. They want to be independent. So they can then, get them a nice woman or whatever, and then be like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Let me take care of you. They want to be in those spaces of financial stability and independence. So, and if they feel like they ain't got it like that, dating is not really their main focus. Yeah, they want to smash. Yeah, they want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to take you down, hook up every now and then. But when it talks about really building something and they feel like they ain't got their shit together, then a lot of the quality men that are not going to use a woman that is financially stable, they going to be like, man, I ain't ready, man. I'm just focused on getting this bag, if you will. Now some people, and again, this is not an end all be all. This is not a blanketed statement. This is not a general assessment that's, works for everybody and everybody's not on that. You can still find the one, whether you're struggling or not, whether you're on the come up or not. This still happens too. But I think for a lot of people in the dating space that are focused on dating, a lot of times you got to consider what's going on in the environment. And I see y'all in the chat saying this nationwide like that. But the cost of living is not nationwide high as LA. I use the LA cost of living as an example because cities like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, anything in the Bay Area, DC, the cost of living is crazy. And so you got to have your finances up just to have a decent place. Like if you don't want to live in a dangerous area or you don't want to be roommated out or like, you know what I'm saying, slumming it up, you're trying to get your money up. And so for me, because I remember, like for me, I had a roommate. This is years ago. I had a roommate. I wasn't financially stable. I was living off of comedy and like, acting gigs here and there and like, just surviving on that. But I needed a roommate. And I'm in there. I got the bunk futon for me and the Baker boys. It was struggle city. The carpet was dingy. Just trying to come up, man. And I knew like, man, if I was really like dating for real, I feel I would be in my head about, I need to level up. Man. I need a better place. I need a better this, a better that. I need to be roommateless. This is what's going on in my mind at that time. I remember this one girl I was talking to. She was like, look, I ain't coming over there to no bunk futon. And I was like, that's fair. I ain't coming over there to no bunk futon. And I was like, and a lot of people didn't even know bunk futons existed. But I very much had one. I had a bunk futon. Now what it is the bottom of the bunk, it can either sit up like a chair or you can stretch it out into a bed. And then you had the top bunk over it. That's what I had in my room. And then when I got a bed, I put the bed in my room and then I put the bunk futon in the living room. So whatever comedian that was on hard times at the time could use the bunk futon. So I had the bunk futon now in the living room. Yeah, man. It was struggle city. It was struggle city. So it becomes a place where it's just like, man, am I even in the space to really like seriously date somebody? Now, mind you, and to be transparent, there were still women that came over to the bunk futon. I'm just put that out there. I'm just be clear and frank and transparent. It might be TMI, but listen, women still came over to the bunk futon. Not that particular one, but you know what I'm saying? People came over to the bunk futon. But it was still just like, man, it's a bunk futon. It was still in my mind. I knew what it was. I knew what it was before she even said anything. But when she said it, I was like, yeah, true. Bunk futon crazy. Bunk futon crazy. Especially when you're talking to a successful woman. She's like, man, I ain't coming over there no bunk futon. You right. You right. Bunk futon. Bunk futon is crazy. Bunk futon is crazy. Because it's like, it's like a bed, but we can sit, but there's gonna be something over the top of us. We can sit and build and watch stuff on my little TV, my carpet dingy. But we're having a good time, right? We having a good. You're great company, but this bunk futon, you right. I had no rebuttal. I had no argument. I wasn't even Fat Tony then. This was after Fat Tony. This was Tony Bacon is further back in time. I wasn't Tony Bacon with that bunk futon. This is more current Tony. But I feel like I got a bed. I got out of the bunk futon, and I want to say 2017. 2017 is when I got the bed, and then I put the bunk futon in the living room. Yeah. But it just goes to show, man. That could be one of the focuses on what the men are really thinking about in LA. Well, there's many factors. You got men that want to level up. They want to get something going for themselves a little bit better than that. And also, some men are They want to be hollered at. They want to be pursued. There are men like that. They want to be pursued. They want, you can holler at me. And then you got women like, I refuse. And then you just sitting there looking at each other. Nothing's happening. You got that too. And you got men out here that just want the easy takedowns. They don't want nothing too serious. You got that too. So you got all these different aspects going on, and these men vary in ages that are along this spectrum. So you got that going on as well. So, and many times men they're not talking about dating all the time. They not, when the fellas get together, they're not always talking about dating. It's just really hard for me to, just really connect. And, what I'm saying? Man, we be talking about all kind of bullshit outside of dating. We be like, man, that game, that movie, that TV show, them cars, the whatevers. So you mean to sit here and tell me that Spider-Man can't beat Batman in the street fight? Well, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. Nigga, are you serious? You hear yourself right now? No, so what you saying? I'm saying there's no way Batman can beat Spider-Man in a fist fight. In the back alley behind this barbershop? How he gonna do it? I'm just saying. Batman is a regular man, bro. Spider-Man is souped up, man. He's insect strong. You know what that means? It don't matter what it means. Spider-Man already sized him up and how to beat him. He already strategized. He just met Spider-Man in this back alley behind the barbershop. He didn't even know he could do all that. But Batman always know. That's the thing. Batman always know. How he know? He just be knowing. Because he prepared for somebody like Spider-Man to roll up. What? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think. He got a contingency plan for everybody in the Justice League. You think he didn't just be like, what if somebody up in here got bit by a spider and inherited the attributes? I need to be able to take them down as well. Man, that's horseshit. And men, we can talk about this for 2 hours. So you mean to tell me that with all the agility and the spider senses and how strong and durable he is, how fast he is. You know how fast spiders are? I've seen some spiders run. That's what I'm saying. Spider-Man is super quick. And he can stick to the wall. What Batman gonna do? Batman got the utility belt and the preparation. Preparation, my ass. Prepared to get this ass whooping from Peter Parker. We just gonna have to agree to disagree. Well, then whatever then. What else going on in your life? Nothing. Batman? Food? Oh. What'd you eat last night? Chick-fil-A? Oh. Did you get the nuggets or the sandwich? I got both. That's crazy. That's how men talk. We could talk about this for 18 hours straight and be perfectly fine. And then we'd be like, so man, what's up on the dating tip? Man, these women be tripping. Yeah, they do be tripping. Did you see that The Rock came back to the WWE? I saw that. It's crazy, man. He came in off the top rope. Then we done on the dating tip. Done on the dating tip. I got a homegirl I know. Every time I talk to her, it's about the dating. Every time. We talk about the kids for a little bit, and then it just goes right into the dating conversation. I'll be like, every time. Every time. But it's all about, I just think it's about the different dynamics between what the focus is between men and women. And that goes to show you, those numbers was crazy. 156 women signed up, 8 men signed up. That just goes to show, man, where the priorities are. And don't get me wrong. A lot of men, they want a good quality woman, man. They want a good woman to come home to and butter them up and, you know what I'm saying, some hot, lovely relations on occasion and stuff to do with. But then a lot of times, like in those early stages of the dating process, it's like, yo, we got to do stuff. And a lot of times women don't even require the extravagance on the dating tip. We just assume that you do. Or we feel bad if we're not giving you those experiences. Or, you know what I'm saying, we just be hiking and going on walks. But I feel like I got to take her to that nice dinner. And in her mind, she's like, I really enjoy the walks and just doing nothing with him. And in his mind, he's like, man, but I gotta show her the world. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take on that magic carpet ride. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta take her to the most expensive restaurant in town at least once, man. She got to put on that gold dress. And in her mind, she's just like, I just like being around. And so it's a tough dynamic. And even if the girl is cool with doing nothing at first, pretty soon she's gonna be like, how come we don't never do nothing else? And then once you lay that out there, how come we don't never do nothing else? Then, man, we go into overdrive. We like, oh man, I knew it, man. I gotta take her to, I don't know the name of none of the expensive restaurants out here, but the expensive restaurant on the bread. Or I gotta take her to Vegas, or I gotta take her to Turks and Caicos and what's that other one that's always linked to something else? Trinidad and Tobago. I gotta go to Sandals. Or what's that other shit where it's just like a whole bunch of, you get your own little spot on the island and it looks amazing. And it's just like a whole bunch of, I done seen it on several Instagrams. It's just like you actually live on the water on this little pier thing, and you get your own individual little pier, and it's just like boop, 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 boop. It's not Tulum though. But I be seeing the Tulum, man. And then when you look at women, the Maldives, that's what I was thinking about. Maldives. When you look at women, I follow a lot of women. And I'll be looking at what they doing. I'm the type of Instagram, if I follow you, I'm looking at your stories. I'm looking at your posts. I'm not the bullshit ass follower that's not going to watch and engage and like and stuff like that. Right? So I'm watching what you're doing. Women be eating and traveling. They be eating and traveling. They be out here at waterfalls. They be taking trips. They be on that flight. I done seen countless takeoffs and landings. They be at the airport. They be dragging their little suitcase. They be out here on the move doing stuff. And so a dude is going to be like, shit, I got to keep up with this. I got to keep up with the glasses clinking and the fancy meals being photographed and cameraed up. We got to take trips. We got to go somewhere. We got to, you know what I'm saying? Occasionally you'll follow a few homebodies that always be in the house. But a lot of them, they be busy. Women be busy. Women be doing stuff. In a relationship or not, they be doing stuff. They be out here moving. They be out here working, moving, traveling, visiting, hanging out, going on dates, visiting family members, going to graduations, going to their own graduations, going to their cousin's graduation, going to their best friend's graduation, going to business openings. They be on the move. And then dudes be like, man, I got to keep up. Because I'm a firm believer that women like to panic if they ain't got nothing planned. If women ain't got nothing on the calendar, it's panic central. All hell is breaking loose in they mind because they ain't got nothing on the calendar. What you doing Wednesday? I don't have anything planned. They got to fill that in with something. They got to fill it in with something. And so, and again, that's not all women, but the majority, panic central. Even the women that think they ain't doing nothing, they still doing stuff. I'm just going to stay at home today. Meanwhile, they at home building stuff. They painting. They making sweaters. They just making baskets. They organizing the closet. They doing something. Men, on the other hand, shit, we want the nothing. I wanted to do my whole purpose in 2024. My whole goal, my whole dream, my whole agenda was to do nothing for a year. I wanted 2024 to be full nothing. I wanted to not have to stress about going nowhere. I wanted to take it easy. I wanted to clear my mind. I want to play video games, be in the house. And then I was like, because at first I was like, I'm going to take trips. I'm going to visit family. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. But then I was just like, I started stressing myself out thinking about the trips. And I was just like, man, let me just sit my ass down. Because I travel for a living. And so planning travel is not relaxation for me. Doing travel, flying again, packing, going through TSA, scrambling up my identification and all that, sitting on a cramped, cooped up ass airplane. I was just like, man, I don't feel like going through that. But you going to the Maldives. But you know how long that trip is? I'm out, man. Because I know when I get back on the road, I'm back in that mix. I'm back on the packing and my sweatsuit and my suitcase. And I'm traveling. I'm living out the suitcase. And I'm going to different hotels. And I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I know that's coming back. So it's just like, man, I should have completely cleared my mind in 2024 and really sat down. But I was still stressing myself out. But then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I ain't got to go nowhere. I'm putting the pressure on myself by saying, yo, I got to go somewhere. No, I don't. I ain't had to go nowhere. I went to Seattle. I went to New Mexico. I went to Mexico for a wedding. I had to go to Mexico City for work, but, you know. And I went to Atlanta so I can use the trip that I had, the certificate that I had for Delta. If I didn't use it then, it would have just expired. What I didn't realize is that I could have used that to book a flight later on. Like the deadline was like October 17th or something like that. October 13th or whatever. I was like, yo, let me just go to Atlanta. I went to Atlanta. What I could have done was just book the trip and use those points for that. I panicked and it just ended up going on the trip. I didn't even think about that. I could have used that flight for one of my comedy shows in the next year, but I just would have had to book it by the expiration date. That's what I should have did. But I got no regrets. I had fun in Atlanta, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I could have done. So now, you know what I'm saying, I gotta go to Pleasanton, the Bay Area. I gotta go to Sacramento. I gotta go to Dallas. I gotta go to Houston. I gotta go to Chicago. I gotta go to Baltimore. I gotta go to Miami. I gotta go to Tampa. I gotta go to Phoenix. I gotta go to Nashville. I'm gonna tell y'all all the cities I got lined up right here, right now, before we get out of here. This is what I got on the books for 2025 so far, right now. All right. Pleasanton in the Bay Area, Sacramento, Tampa, Miami, Phoenix, Dallas, Atlanta, Raleigh, Chicago, Baltimore, Ontario, not Canada, but the one down the street from here, and Nashville. Working on Houston, and probably going to be a few more dates coming. So get your feet together if you are in any of those cities. Again, that's Pleasanton in the Bay Area, Sacramento, Tampa, Miami, Phoenix, Dallas, Atlanta, Raleigh, Chicago, Baltimore, Ontario, Nashville. That's what I got so far in the books. So far in the books. Anyway, man, I'm an hour and 11 in. Sorry about the confusion on whether it was going to be a verbal cardio today or it was going to get pushed back because I had to shoot. I didn't know I was shooting until yesterday. And I was like, oh, what's the call time? It was Panic Central. And then my call time was earlier than planned. It was crazy. It was crazy. But here we are. We're back. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank my patron saints for pulling up and rocking with me and listening and, you know, making time for your boy, making space, supporting, talking, chopping it up, building, talking to one another. It's a great vibe, man. It's a great community. I appreciate y'all. And is there anything I want to leave y'all with? I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything right now, right here, right now. If you're in the LA area, Tony Baker and Friends is December 30th. There's probably only 20-something tickets left. The show is going to sell out. So if you're taking your sweet ass time getting the tickets, you're going to be left out. And then you're going to be hitting me. Oh, man, I didn't know the show was. I told y'all. I said, get the tickets early. You want to take your sweet time? I'm ignoring the text. I'm ignoring the DM. I'm ignoring the text. I told you to get your tickets early. Y'all do that to me every goddamn time. All right? And I'm sick of it. We got to get back on the movie nights. We've been behind. We still got to watch Cross. I want to watch that Jamie Foxx special. Abbott Elementary is still on deck. We got some stuff to watch. So got to bring that back. I got to shoot again this week. I know I have to shoot Thursday and Friday, and I got shows. I got a show on Thursday. I shoot Friday, and I got a party to go to on Friday. Wednesday, I got a little recording thing to do. Oh, and I got a show. I got a show tomorrow, man. So I got a show tomorrow. Anyway, listen. Shooting on Churchy was a good time, man. Anything involving Kev is a good time. Anything involving Kev is a good time, man. Kev is stuck with me, man. I'm loyal to the soil. But anyway, I do need to follow. I need an assistant is what I really need. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I want to thank you for tuning in to another session of that verbal cardio.